Hello and welcome to the LoftyInc Genie. In today's dynamic world, keeping pace is not enough. It is about embracing knowledge, fostering innovation, and envisioning success. Whether you're an experienced professional, an enterprising business owner, or an aspiring entrepreneur, the LoftyInc Genie series is your portal to a treasure trove of insight. Our objective is clear: to equip you with expertise and resources needed to shine in today's competitive landscape. So, prepare to kindle your inquisitiveness, embrace innovation, and embark on an enriching voyage with the LoftyInc Genie series. Let's explore, learn, and grow together.
My name is Michael Oluwagbemi. So partnership and collaboration is sine qua non. Using the Latin word, it's essential. It's basically what you require to grow anything. Collaboration, of course, starts first from building the team for the business itself. I mean, it's a tree cannot make a forest. There's no way anyone has been able to build one man, one company, and the company has grown. I mean, it's not possible. Two heads are better than one. So from the point of view of collaboration within the team itself, building a team to become a true company that can operate when you are not there or when you are not available, the first step is how do you even convince your first few partners? In the case of LoftyInc Group, that was members of our what we call today our executive management team. How did I convince working with Wole Odetayo and Idris Bello and Dami Agbolan, much later down the road, Kester Odu, to join board and let us build a company? That's the first challenge for any entrepreneur, winning your first disciples. How do you first engage with those people that will be what we call the first movers, the first believers? That's your first point of collaboration. And how do those people then agree around the vision for that business to move forward? Beyond that now is how do you build a team behind it? So if you build a team to manage the company or to be your partners in the company that believes in the vision of the company, which is long-term, medium term, and short-term, then you need employees to actually execute that vision. Because folks will have to do the work of business development, for example. Somebody will have to do the work of communication. Somebody will have to do the work of accounting, human resources. I mean, all of these are functions within an organization to support the organization to even exist. Somebody has to do the project execution, right? And program execution, as the case may be, depending on what your company is doing. Somebody will have to do the operations, the logistics. And you need human beings to do this. So how do you then find those human beings, bring them on board, build them with a vision for the organization, communicate to them what you want to achieve, and ensure that at the same time you are still making profit, you're still satisfying your client, and also growing. These are the initial challenges of collaboration. That is internal. Then we now talk about external, which is now what we call partnerships. Every organization, in order for it to be effective in doing what it has set out to do, must identify stakeholders within the ecosystem where it is building, along which it needs to collaborate. So for us at LoftyInc, when we first started out trying to build a player in the innovation development space. So for us, the first question for us was, who are those people within this space that are already doing something or decided to do something in the space? We had set our eyes on, of course, on doing innovation with the first stage incubation and acceleration. Second stage, being able to do the angel investment. Third stage, being able to do venture capital. And ultimately being able to do some form of microfinance banking to support all of this superstructure that will then rest on a very strong consulting and project implementation unit that is birthed inside LoftyInc Allied Partners Limited. So the question for us, who was doing what we wanted to set out to do and who can support us in that mission? We found few partners like Faith Foundation, Tony Elumelu Foundation, and who were just doing early stage, trying to work the space. We found the Infodev, the World Bank Infodev unit that supported us with the angel investment fund initially. So these are people that we identified and then we decided to collaborate with in order to build what we now know as the LoftyInc Group. You can never tell which partnership will be successful or not successful. Even some of the most tasking, challenging partnerships, even currently that we continue to have, you will find out that at the end of the day, after you're done with, say, the project or the program that you collaborated around, you will find out that you've benefited from the challenge, right? I mean, you cannot make gold unless it is refined. You cannot make iron unless it is melted. So you will have to go through the fire of challenging partnerships, I have to say, for you to come out on the other side as a successful organization. Um, we've experienced different partnerships that have challenged us in different ways. And there's no two partnerships that are the same. It's just like there's no two marriages that are the same. In business also, when you go into partnerships like marriage, at least a temporary one, and you cannot say one is better than the other or one is more challenging and so I won't do it again. The reality is that you learn. Every partnership teaches a new skill and makes the organization a whole lot better than it used to be. First and foremost, if you're going to collaborate and you're going to partner with someone externally, the first thing is to make sure that you have aligned vision and goals. It doesn't have to be the same, but it must be heading towards the same direction. What are your objectives? Are they similarly aligned? And you have to understand that you are separate organizations for a reason. So first, be comfortable to the fact that your collaborating organization or partner is not going to be you. They are not trying. If they were going to be you, then you should be merging, not collaborating. You should become one. So if you are not becoming one organization, but you're collaborating, it means that both of you bring different skill sets to the table, but you must have very similar objectives. And your objectives must be well outlined. So the first thing first is similarly aligned. The second is that you must then be able to enunciate that which unites you and state that in black and white, what you both bring to the table. I do not believe in going into collaboration by word of mouth. I don't believe by going to collaboration or partnership by just saying, oh, let's do it over an handshake. It does not, it never really works because people come into the table with different presumptions and companies are people. And I say that a lot. Like it's the companies are not just letterheads and registered with CAC. I mean, these are actual human beings that run companies and interact with each other. And so you must enunciate by writing out either a memorandum of agreement, kind of MOU. You must negotiate those documents. Never start a collaboration without one. I will never go into any collaboration by word of mouth. No matter, even if it's with my own brother. I mean, I will ensure that it's written in black and white. We sign off on it, and then we know what we are each doing and what the end goal of the collaboration is. Because, like I said, if you are not merging, if you're not becoming one company, it's only when you merge that it becomes a lifelong collaboration. Or when you invest, in the case of us, for example, we invested in Safe Haven Microfinance Bank with another company. Of course, that becomes a lifelong collaboration because we're going to be in that company for as long as we are still invested. If you're not doing any of those, then by all means, there will be a beginning date and an end date to every collaboration or partnership. And some reasons why it might stop, cease, or be laid down or be discontinued also will exist within that document. So these are two things I think are central fulcrum to partnerships in terms of principle. A third one will be communicate. So just like any marriage, just like any partnership, you must communicate all the time to your partner. If that partner is important, there's no communication that's excessive. And sometimes disagreements are better discussed and then they're just not being discussed. There will be disagreements in partnerships, in collaborations, as the case may be, like any other partnership in known human world. So I think for us, mostly it's just communicate. And if there are issues, if there are changes, communicate that all the time, and that will save you a lot of headache. Assuming that you know everything about what you're about to do, I mean, I think that's the obvious thing. I think most entrepreneurs have savior complex. By nature, we entrepreneurs are megalomaniacs. So it's a tribe. I mean, again, it's probably a 1-2% tribe. In a population of 100, you have two entrepreneurs. So the general thing that binds most entrepreneurs together is that they think they already want to solve the problem and they know all the solutions and the problem is obvious to them. That's the mistake out of the door. You should know that if you know what you don't know, and you should also know out of the door that you don't know everything. I mean, an acknowledgement of your own limitation as entrepreneurs, even if when you're a team, also is the reason why you have to collaborate both internally in building your team and building externally. So an assumption that you don't know will help you to save yourself from that mistake, and always will keep you humble in the journey. Yeah, go back to your agreement. Your agreement, like I said, if you have agreed in the first place and there's a dissolution term, term to dissolve if that's the case, or term to resolve disputes if it's just a dispute that can be resolved. So the point of the principles I laid out initially, the first point, be aligned so there's no dispute at all. But the second point, if there's dispute, be able to go back to an agreement and hopefully communicate your way out of it. I mean, so those three principles will save you when it comes to this point of a no lock. You should be able to go back to the original agreements that you've laid out and be able to communicate around the agreements your desire to either dissolve or to resolve the dispute. I think these are very germane. Yes, parting word simple. I mean, the entrepreneurship is tough. I mean, it's not for the, I mean, there are many much easier ways to earn a living than being an entrepreneur, I have to say. But when you are committed to it, I mean, it's a commitment to continually provide solutions to human problems, while leveraging the power of collaboration in teams that are built to actually generate profit. And that's the difference between a business and a non-profit. So your desire to generate gross margin profit from solving problems for humanity, as the case may be, or providing services, as the case may be, is what drives the entrepreneur. And I have to say, tell entrepreneurs to keep your head up. I mean, I know it's very difficult out there right now. Even meeting the payroll is challenging for many businesses as we speak. But at the end of the dark tunnel, there's always light. And as entrepreneurs, if we are hunting down problems and we're solving them, then we should more than welcome challenging times. And I want to reassure all entrepreneurs out there watching me that keep your heads up and let's keep on pushing.